Last week we discovered our insulation had been damaged, but after sorting through our materials, we think we are on the right track.
And we should be all set to finish this insulation project.
Time is on our side this week with our kids away at outdoor school.
We can devote longer build time to the build and get stuff done.
And despite extreme temperatures making our work conditions a little uncomfortable.
Well, it's hot, and it's the hottest at the very peaks.
We keep pushing ahead, and the payoff is pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah?
I know, it's pretty amazing.
Follow along as we continue insulating our cabin kit home. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a moment of the build.
We are back in the build today. Over the weekend, we got a ton done around our land. We worked on our duck coop and got the ducks all moved outside. We also worked on planting those raspberries and hopefully protecting them from deer and bunnies. And we did a little bit of work that we didn't show you guys where we just processed a lot of the insulation because, as I had said before, we've had it stored for 2 years. So we had to go check it all, and there was some water damage on some of it, so we had to cut that away, and now we've got the pieces that we have. We know how far this will take us. We're getting some other bundles tonight, and we should be all set to finish this insulation project.
Got it.
Okay, here it comes. Final one for today.
Whew,
Did it?
I'm sweaty.
I bet. That was a lot of reaching.
We are back in the build again. We are still working on insulation, and today we're going to be working on the part of the house that made us choose this design, but has been the hardest part to deal with since we've been building. We'll be working on filling in all the bays in our prow. Ryan has the scaffolding all set up. He's up there and ready to go. So let's get to work. Okay.
Okay, got it.
All right, I'm letting go.
I'm not. I'm waiting for you.
I watched this thing today. This 83-year-old man's out chopping wood. And they're like, constant movement keeps you young. So probably climbing that scaffolding, keeping us both young.
Yep.
Maybe we'll lose some of our pie weight.
We've gotten as far as we planned to go for putting in the insulation all the way to the top on our beam on this side. Now it is time to get our scaffolding over to the other side to make some major progress there. In order to do that, we have to take the card rails off and get them over to the other side because unfortunately with the 12-12 pitch of our roof, we can't have the guardrails on both sides. So we're gonna go make that happen and then we will be back on track to making some more insulation happening. We're getting really close to the end. It's just kind of finishing all the little stuff. So it'll be nice to do this part of the ceiling here where we actually just get to put in some big pieces and make some major progress.
I know we're getting really close now. Now we really are getting to just all the stupid parts.
Yeah.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
Great.
No scaffolding in the way.
Hello? Are you gonna come out? Well, come on. Is anybody coming out? We are back in the build again, and today we are going to start the day by ripping down some boards that are going to act as furring strips on the outside walls of our house so we can get insulation into those bays. So here we go. We plan to get a ton done today. Our kids are actually off at outdoor school, which means they're gone for a few days, and that means we can devote longer build time to the build and get stuff done.
Are you matched up?
Yep. Wait. Now I am. Okay, so I can fill this bay right now, and then I could even get that 6-inch piece done. I'm just trying to think of what's the best use of both of our times. I think I understand how to mark where it is if I know the distance from the roof.
So what I did is put this flush against the the sheathing, and then take your mark, and it comes out to be like 11 and a half. And then I kind of did the same thing over here, keep it flush, and then just marked 11.5.
Okay. We got the first furring strip up in the loft area. I'm gonna start working up there in just a second. Ryan is putting up a few pieces here where it's a little awkward to get the ladder. I'm making sure he doesn't need any assistance before I head up. And we're also gonna get his scaffolding all moved, get him set up with lots of insulation. So we're both gonna be in different areas. We're hoping that if we do it this way, we can just knock out a little bit more quickly.
How's it going?
It's going okay.
Okay, we've been making pretty good progress. Everything's a little slow when you're working up over your head. Ryan has gotten as far as he can go with the insulation on the scaffolding where we have it positioned. I can still do a little work up above, but what are we gonna do now? What's our plan for the rest of our afternoon?
Well, it's hot, and it's the hottest at the very peak, so I think let's save that for tomorrow.
Morning?
We have this patch up here above the stairs that I think would be good to get knocked out.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have just the last row on this side going all the way across.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, because we still haven't exactly figured out how we're going to get those ones above the stairs. But it's going to be interesting.
We'll figure it out. And if we have a little bit of time, I think we could even put the furring strips onto the one log wall.
Yeah, because we won't be 20 feet up. We'll only be 10 feet up.
Yeah. So we can get that done and knock that stuff out. And then maybe even with our kids not having to go to school tomorrow because they're off in outdoor school, maybe we can get up earlier and start earlier.
Yeah, 10 o'clock start times have been dampering our progress.
I was going to say, I don't want to start too early though. I wake up early, but you know. All right, we're going to get to work.
Don't have glasses on.
Oh my God, they're on your head. And not on your eyeball.
Part of your exhaustion at the end of the day is probably like adrenaline leaving your body.
Probably. Okay, let's move this way a little bit first.
I mean, that's probably good. Man, that one is like almost the right size. Ooh. Good morning. We are so close to finishing this insulation project that we've started. We have one row to do all the way at the top of our great room area. So Ryan's going to be starting with that. As I'm handing him pieces, when I notice there's a break, I'm going to be working on some of the littler parts that we need to finish up that have to be complete for us to pass our insulation inspection. So we're going to get to work so we can knock this out today.
All right, I'm up here on the top of the scaffolding, and we are at the very top of the roof here. The ridge beam is just right above me here, and we're doing these last sections up here. So Sarah's cutting the measurements as I call them down to her, and we're trying to get this last section wrapped up. We're hoping that by the end of today we can call insulation 95% done. There's a couple of areas at the front of the house where our ladders are that are going to be a little tricky, that might take a little extra finessing, but I think we're going to be able to get pretty close to finishing up by the end of today.
All right, I am putting up one of the furring strips that we need in place to be able to put not only insulation into some of these more awkward bays, but also have a place for our shiplap to connect to later on in the build. So I'm going along and marking the points where I need that furring strip to be, and then I'll be putting it up next. I'm kind of doing this in between running the pieces of insulation to Ryan, so it's a little bit chaotic, but this is what we did yesterday, and it actually made it so at the end of the day, we got a little bit more done than we would have if I was just standing and waiting for him to call out measurements to me.
You girls